Breaking news. Agency of Hyun Bin issues formal response on his long-term plans with family. What kind of decision could shake the K-drama world and redefine the future of one of Korea's most iconic families? Fans are holding their breath as Hyun Bin's management breaks silence with an official statement that may mark a major turning point, not just for the actor's career, but for his personal life with Son Ye-jin and their son, Alkong. What does this mean for the Bin-jin couple? A new chapter, a major move? Let's uncover the full story together, only on Hidden Korea. The cameras may stop rolling, but real life keeps going, and sometimes, it takes center stage. In a move that has caught fans and media outlets by surprise, the management agency of Korean actor Hyun Bin has released a formal statement concerning his long-term plans, not just in his career, but more significantly, in his personal life. The announcement marks a pivotal moment in the narrative of one of Korea's most beloved star couples, Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin. But before we delve into the meaning behind this official statement, let's take a moment to understand the setting in which it was delivered, and the calculated silence that preceded it. The build-up, a set filled with secrets. In recent weeks, speculation had begun to circulate around the filming set of Hyun Bin's latest project, a high-budget production that had already attracted significant media attention. While the actor was known for his laser-sharp focus on set, several moments raised eyebrows: unusually tight security, restricted access to journalists, and a particularly strict no-photography policy. Sources close to the production revealed that the tightened measures weren't merely for show. They were implemented with one specific goal: to protect Hyun Bin's personal space, especially during moments shared with his wife, Son Ye-jin, who had been seen visiting the set on several occasions. The agency, Vast Entertainment, finally responded with clarity. "We understand the public's curiosity and the media's interest," the statement began. "However, we kindly ask for understanding and respect for Mr. Hyun Bin's professional environment, especially during scenes that require concentration and privacy. More importantly, we have taken additional steps to minimize misinformation and invasive speculation when Ms. Son Ye-jin is present. No more gotcha moments, a clampdown on speculation." Over the past year, rumors about the couple's private life have run rampant on social media, some harmless, others unfounded and invasive. From alleged pregnancy sightings to conspiracy theories about marital tension, the tabloids have begun crafting a narrative of their own, often at the cost of truth. That's why the agency's latest statement isn't just routine media memo, it's a decisive shift in policy. The management has formally stated that unauthorized photos, videos, or interviews will not be tolerated while filming is in progress, particularly when Son Ye-jin is visiting. "We are not creating secrecy," the agency emphasized. "We are setting boundaries." Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin are public figures, but they are also husband and wife, and most importantly, parents. They deserve the right to moments of peace without having those moments misrepresented. Fans have largely welcomed the move, praising the couple for drawing a firm line between their careers and their family life. On online forums like The Coup and Nate Pan, netizens shared supportive comments: "They're just trying to live like a normal family. Let them." Good. Finally, some control over how their image is used. "They've given us enough, let them have their privacy now." A personal shift, Hyun Bin's family-first decision. But perhaps the most impactful part of the statement came in its final paragraph, a confirmation of a significant personal decision made by Hyun Bin himself. "After careful consideration and ongoing discussions, it has been agreed that Mr. Hyun Bin will have increased flexibility in his filming schedule, allowing him to return home earlier than usual when possible." This adjustment has been made with full support from the production team and management, reflecting his desire to spend more quality time with his family. To put it plainly, Hyun Bin is choosing family first. In an industry where schedules are often brutal, with actors shooting overnight or being on location for weeks at a time, the idea that a top-tier star like Hyun Bin could be granted such accommodations is almost unheard of. It reflects both his status and a broader cultural shift in Korean entertainment. one that increasingly acknowledges the human cost of celebrity. Insiders say this decision wasn't made lightly, and that Son Ye-jin played a quiet but pivotal role in encouraging the shift. Known for her grounded personality and no-nonsense approach to fame, Son Ye-jin has always emphasized balance in life. Her own public appearances have become more selective since giving birth to their son, nicknamed Dangkong by fans, a Korean term suggesting sweetness and softness. And while she remains active in the industry, has often spoken about how motherhood has shifted her priorities. Fame fades, and people forget. Once said in an interview, but family is what lasts. It's this philosophy that seems to have resonated with Hyun Bin, who has grown increasingly vocal, though still gracefully reserved, about the importance of protecting what matters most. Production side. Insiders revealed that changes have already been quietly implemented. Directors are reportedly restructuring call times to allow Hyun Bin more family flexibility, while location shoots are being adjusted to keep him closer to Seoul, where the couple resides. A crew member, speaking under anonymity, said, "He's always been professional, always early, always prepared. Nothing's changed there. But now, we know that when his scenes wrap, he's gone. No dinner meetings, no after-set drinks. He just goes home." Honestly, everyone respects that. The shift isn't just about a personal boundary, it's about setting an example. Other actors and celebrities are watching closely. Many industry professionals say this could signal a new norm for work-life balance in Korean entertainment. To those familiar with the rigorous demands of Korea's entertainment industry, Hyun Bin's decision to shorten his filming days to spend more time with family is nothing short of radical. South Korea's drama and film sets are notoriously demanding. Actors and production crews often operate on tight budgets, live on location, and pull overnight shifts for weeks on end. In this context, the idea that an A-list star could negotiate a leave work early clause seems almost unthinkable. But that's exactly what Hyun Bin has done. The reaction within the industry? Surprisingly supportive. "It's about time someone set a new standard," said one senior drama director, who has worked with top-tier actors in the past. Hyun Bin has earned his respect not just because he's talented, but because he's consistent. If he says he'll be there, he's there. So when someone like that asks to go home early for his family, it doesn't feel like a diva request. It feels human. Another producer, speaking anonymously, added, "The real shift here is how the agency handled it. It was transparent, respectful, and collaborative. That's what made it work. If this was just a demand behind the scenes, it could have blown up. But because they framed it around care, not ego, people are listening." A cultural tension, work ethic versus family balance. To truly understand the impact of Hyun Bin's move, it's important to consider the broader cultural context in Korea. South Korea is a country that prides itself on hard work and dedication. The concept of nunchai, the art of reading the room and acting accordingly, is deeply ingrained, and seniority often dictates behavior. In such an environment, asking for a more relaxed schedule can be seen as selfish or even disrespectful, especially in high-stakes industries like entertainment. But cultural norms are evolving. Younger generations are increasingly advocating for mental health, work-life balance, and parental presence. Celebrity parents like Hyun Bin are becoming the faces of this quiet revolution, showing that success doesn't have to come at the cost of family. Often forget that celebrities are human too. As cultural critic Ju Won-jin, they have kids who wait up for them, partners who need them, and lives outside the camera. Hyun Bin's decision could serve as a bridge between two generations of Korean thinking, one that values sacrifice and one that values sustainability. The Son Ye-jin factor, a family built on mutual respect. It's impossible to talk about this moment without highlighting the influence of Son Ye-jin, Hyun Bin's wife and one of Korea's most respected actresses in her own right. Since the couple's wedding in 2022, their relationship has been admired for its sincerity and groundedness. They rarely speak about each other in interviews, but when they do, it's with mutual respect and warmth, never sensationalism. Sources close to the couple say Son Ye-jin has always encouraged a balanced life. Even before the birth of their son, She has turned down projects that would take her away from family for long periods and is selective about her public appearances. Their parenting approach is described as team-based, with both taking active roles in raising Alcong, their baby boy. She's not the kind of person to tolerate being a symbolic wife while her husband is never home, said a stylist who's worked with her in the past. She wants a real partnership, and she found that in Hyun Bin. That's why this change makes sense. It's part of who they are. The announcement didn't just spark reactions in Korea. International fans, particularly in Southeast Asia, Japan, and Latin America. Both actors have massive followings, flooded social media with support, admiration, and even emotion. On Twitter, X, hashtags like #FamilyFirst Hyun Bin, #BinJin Forever, and #RespectPrivacyBinJin trended for hours. One user wrote, "This is what true love and growth looks like. He's not just our favorite actor, he's a good man, a husband, and a father. That's why we love him." Fan communities also released open letters applauding the agency for being transparent and setting a precedent in protecting artists' rights to a private life. On popular K-drama fan site Soompi, a post titled Hyun Bin's Evolution, From Leading Man to Family Man, garnered thousands of upvotes and thoughtful discussion, with users saying, "He's showing that being a star doesn't mean giving up who you are." This is a turning point in how the industry treats its people. Alcong is lucky to have a dad like that. Interestingly, Korean media, which is often criticized for sensationalism, has largely respected the agency's request for boundaries. Tabloids that once chased every blurry photo now seem more cautious, perhaps fearing backlash from fans who are increasingly protective of their stars. Major outlets like Yonhap News, Dispatch, Star News all cover the story with a neutral or supportive tone, focusing more on the family values than the drama. In a way, Hyun Bin just changed the narrative. One editor at a major entertainment site commented, "Instead of making it about scandal, made it about values." And once you do that, there's not much left to attack. One of the most significant questions now emerging is, who will follow Hyun Bin's lead? Already, there are rumors that other high-profile actors and idols, particularly those who have recently become parents, are reconsidering how their schedules are structured. A-list celebrities who have previously hidden their family lives may now feel more empowered to speak openly and prioritize home life. Entertainment insiders are watching closely to see how other agencies respond. Will this spark a new chapter in Korean celebrity management? Will contracts include family clauses? Could we see a shift in the very nature of stardom? This could be a domino, says a manager for another well-known actor. If Hyun Bin can make it work, others will start asking for the same respect. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. Final thoughts. A moment of quiet power. Hyun Bin's decision didn't come with a flashy press conference or a staged photo op. It came through a carefully worded agency statement and quiet actions behind the scenes. And yet, it might be one of the most powerful moves of his career. Not because it adds to his fame, but because it defines his values. In choosing family over fanfare, in protecting his wife and child from invasive attention, in drawing boundaries where few dare to, Hyun Bin has shown a new kind of courage, the kind that doesn't need the spotlight to shine. At Hidden Korea, we believe stories like these matter, because they remind us that beyond the glamour, the real stars are those who know who they are and stand by what they love. Hyun Bin may still be filming on set, but his biggest role right now? Being present, at home, where his most important audience awaits, his